Hi, Assalamualaikum. We are from L3T2 from Group 4. We will present about how to establish franchise business in Malaysia, step and procedure. This is our team member.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Husna Najam bin Tasim. My metric number is #1A2426. Now we want to present for the topic 4, which is step and procedure to establish franchise business in Malaysia. As we know, a franchise is a type of leasing that gives the franchisee access to the franchisor proprietary business know-how, process and trademark that allow the franchisee to sell product or service under the franchisor business name. So the franchisee has to pay the franchise an initial setup fee and annual leasing fee. A franchise agreement is a contract between a brand owner, who is a franchisor, with a business operator and a new franchisee. So, this step allows the new franchisee to run his own business subject to turn off the contract being adhered to. The main legislation in Malaysia is the Franchise Acta of 1998. Therefore, every franchise business must be registered with the franchise register. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Naratika binti Syamsul Bahari, number matric #1A2376. My part is franchise agreement. The issue in a franchise agreement is lack of clarity in franchise term, territory encouragement, franchise fee and royalty disputes, indicates training and support, branding and marketing control. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Alia Fadlin binti Muhammad Razali. I will present about the common issue in a franchise agreement. For the first common issue is training. In the training, franchises are groomed on entrepreneur skill, people skill, how to maintain brand consistency, how to develop a passion for work, how to keep oneself and others motivated. There are three main types of franchise training commonly followed by most franchise networks. First are training at headquarters. This is when the first hand-on training kick off with the main franchise office as the venue. During the training, new franchises are taken on tour at the office facility, introduced to the key team members. Next is on-site training. On-site franchise training takes place at new franchise location. At this time, a franchise familiar with the business structure, the standard operating procedure of the franchise business. Last is ongoing training, like the most training program in the other sector. Franchise training is not one-off event. Franchise should remain current with the change in management, product or service update, market trend and so on. Next is the franchise operation manual. It's the blueprint and how to guide a franchise system. Within the operation manual, franchisor provide a detailed information about system standard, operating procedure, supplier and requirement for develop marketing and operation franchise business. Franchise system grow. Over time, the franchise operation manual become the communication hub where the franchises formally communicate our system standard and operational requirement that must be followed by franchise. For a franchisor, the role of the operation manual is organize, document and communicate the operational requirement, system and procedure for franchise training and establish and running the franchise business. Although operational in nature, operating manual also serve an important legal role as is the primary instrument by which franchisor will communicate mandatory and requirement system and procedure to be followed by franchises. Is national marketing. This is the fund that franchises contribute to usually as a percentage of their gross turnover above the franchise royalty amount. The money collected by this fund is then used to national marketing campaign, the website, social media to pay at the administration of marketing. National marketing fund means that fund to collect and administer national marketing fee, which is collected from you and which is may be with similar fund collected from other franchises and which is established or administered as a marketing fund. This one is property improvement plan. In connection with the new franchise agreement, franchisor require operating lease to make a certain improvement. Property by certain deadline, new borrower shall compile all the material aspects with all terms of property improvement plan and timely and diligently complete the property improvement plan in a lien-free manner in accordance with a property improvement plan budget. All legal requirements and in compliance with the require of property improvement plan. Decision and franchise is complicated by business issues such as whether to terminate and franchise and how to enforce post-termination obligations such as collecting past due amount and removing propriety signs and other items from the franchise's business and legal issue. Several states have relationship law which is govern the relationship between the franchisor and existing franchise. This relationship law varies state by state but generally describe the situation that franchises can terminate a franchise when the franchise is a default under the franchise agreement. Default and cure notice. Most of this state relationship law require that franchise give the franchise a written default notice and opportunity to cure before formally terminate the franchise agreement.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur binti Ibrahim. My matric number is H21A2434. Today I will talk about registration of a franchise. A franchisee who has been granted the right to operate a franchise of a local franchisor or a local master franchisee must register the said franchise with the registrar within 14 days from the date of executing the relevant franchise agreement between the franchisor and the master franchisee or the master franchisee and the sub-franchisee as the case may be. Next, about registration franchise of a foreign franchisor. A franchisee who has been granted the right to operate a franchise of a foreign franchisor must register the said franchise with the registrar prior to the commencement of the franchise business. In addition, where the franchisee has been granted the approval by the foreign franchisor to sell or sub-franchise the said franchise, the franchisee must register such approval with the registrar. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jamin Shukri. My matric number is H1A2C57. Today I will explain about application for registration of the franchise. Here to make an application to register the franchisor must ensure that the trademark or service mark relevant to the franchise is duly registered in accordance with the Trademark Act 1976. If the intellectual property is registerable in the case of foreign franchisor, the foreign franchisor must ensure that the trademark or service mark relevant to the franchise is duly registered in its country of origin. Upon the certification of the registration of the relevant trademark or service mark, an application to register the franchise may be made to the register. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurul Aizah binti Ismail. My matric number is H21A2539. I will present to you this slide. This slide contains the application is to be submitted by the franchisor of the register and must be accompanied by the following documents and information. First, complete disclosure documents. Second, a copy or sample of the franchise agreement. Next, operation and training manuals of the franchise. Next, a copy of the latest audit account, financial statements and reports, if any, of the auditors and directors of the applicant. Last, such other additional information or documents as may be required by the registrar for the purpose of determining the application. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Ikmal bin Seti and my matric number is H1A2233. According to FA 1998, an applicant must submit the following documents. First, registration application form, and then certificate of incorporation, forms 24 and 49, and the franchisor's organizational chart with the names and position of the key personnel. And lastly, the franchisor's business brochures. All registration documents to be submitted to the registrar must be certified true copies. The entire process for the application to register a franchise may take between 2 to 6 months to complete. The registrar will provide the applicant with a written notice of his decision towards the application. Upon approval of the application, the registrar may require the applicant to pay such fee as may be prescribed. The current fee for each franchise registration is 1,000 ringgit. The registration shall be effective on the date stated in the written notice of the registrar. In the event the application is refused by the registrar is required to provide the reason for such refusal. The registrar refusal of an application may be appealed within 1 month from the date of communication of the registrar decision to the applicant. That's all from me.
Next, we will go to franchise agreement. As a rule of a franchisor is not liable for the acts of its franchise. Franchisor should be cautious when considering the extent of control over franchisee operations. Right of franchisees, Section 4 of the Franchise Act 1998, right to operate a business according to the franchise system as determined by franchisor, right to use a mark or trade secret or any confidential information, and lastly, the franchisee may be required to pay a fee for the other form of consideration. And then right of franchisor, Section 27 of the FA 1998, franchisee from carrying the same nature of its business, a franchisee shall give a written guarantee to franchisor that the franchisee, including the directors, the spouse and his employees, shall not carry any other business similar to the franchise business operated.